False confessions. How and why do they happen? Stan Walters here. I'd like to take a look at the following case of a false confession made by Michael Crowe, who falsely confessed to the murder of his own sister. There are three errors that typically contribute to a false confession case. You're going to see one of them as a fine example, the error of coercion. What's the tactics used with Michael Crowe? Consider, are these the same tactics you're using in the interview room that you may cause a false confession?
The interrogation of suspects is critical to any criminal investigation. A suspect might lie or tell the truth. They may be innocent or guilty. Interrogation is a high-stakes game. Too much pressure, and an innocent person might confess to a crime they didn't commit.
Most people like to think that there is no such thing as a false confession, that someone would never confess to the crime they didn't commit. They themselves believe that they never could be forced to confess to something they didn't really do. Yet evidence shows, under the right conditions, people will make false confessions.
In January 1988, a 12-year-old girl, Stephanie Crowe, was killed in her own bedroom in the middle of the night. Her brother, Michael Crowe, was interrogated by the police. They believed he had killed his sister.
Just start talking.
He was interrogated and eventually admitted to the crime.
It's like I have this overwhelming feeling that I killed her, but
okay, let's hear. Let me hear about it.
I don't know why I feel that way.
Let me hear about it.
All I know is for some reason I can tell I killed her.
He was charged with Stephanie Crowe's murder. Problem was, the confession was false.
You said the last time you saw John...
So why would someone risk ruining the rest of their life by confessing to a crime they didn't commit?
Most people have the perception that a police interrogation is a highly intense, very emotional, confrontational type of interview. But in fact, the more productive interview is not of that form. More often than not, an interrogator who's using the accusatory style has already developed a preconception before he comes into the interview room. And what he does is uses that narrow vision and begins to attack his subject.
There has to be an explanation.
I don't know.
The interrogation of Michael Crowe was highly coercive and confrontational.
Just tell us what happened.
You keep asking me questions I can't answer. What do you want me to do?
Michael Crowe is 14 years old, and he's recently learned that his sister, who he loves dearly, is dead.
I haven't lied to you.
He's told them repeatedly he didn't do this. They keep accusing him. They've been in this room with him for many hours.
The detective tells Crowe he has a choice of two paths. If he doesn't confess, he'll be punished in an adult prison. If he does confess, he will get help. This is a lie.
There's two paths to travel. There's the path of punishment, or there's the path that says, hey, I'm sorry for what I did.
There's the path toward rehabilitation, if he makes the confession they're looking for that he killed his sister.
We need to go down a path where we're going to help you work this problem out.
And his repentance will mean that he's not criminally charged or punished. If he doesn't, then he will go to a hardcore juvenile prison.
This two paths lie is an attempt to force Crowe into confessing to the murder of his sister. Lies used in this highly coercive manner increase the risk of a suspect making a false confession.
The only thing I know is
Another common tactic used in coercive interrogations is a sustained attack on a suspect's memory.
I don't remember what I did. I'm trying to tell you. You say I did it.
He's trying to tell them he has no memory, but they've beaten him down. He's crying. They're accusing him of selective memory.
I don't know.
And they're just coming back at him relentlessly.
I can't remember means I can't remember. I can't remember selectively is a little bit different.
And here they're trying to explain to him how he could have done this in the absence of having any memory, because he keeps saying, I didn't do it. I don't have any memory of this.
I think there's two parts to Michael.
There's a good Michael and there's a bad Michael. And the good Michael would never hurt or kill his sister. The bad Michael did it out of conscious awareness.
You're right, it's unconscious, but if I'm the good Michael right now, then the other is completely submerged. I can't remember.
What's really going on, though, here is that this is nothing short of child abuse. and he's having a breakdown. He's crying. He is psychologically tortured. This is a painful scene to watch. This is an egregious interrogation, absolutely awful interrogation.
The detective's highly coercive methods used during a 10-hour interrogation finally wear Crowe down. He confesses to a crime he didn't commit.
Got a knife. Went into a room. And I stabbed her.
Fortunately for Michael Crowe, evidence was found that exonerated him for the murder of his sister.
With proper training, we prevent cases like this from occurring. Take a look at the training that you're using and the methods you use in the interrogation room. What have you been taught are signs of deception? What have you been told is appropriate interrogation tactics? And are techniques that you're using are contaminating your subject? Join me in a class on practical kinetic interview and interrogation and find out how in the narrative-based interview we can avoid events just like this.